everyone, and welcome back to Empire Total War 2 with this Polish-Lithuanian campaign. Last time around, our invasion of Russia took a little bit of a twist and turn, as it turned out that the Ukrainians, the Cossacks of Kiev, decided to honor their alliance with Russia and join the war and declare war on me. They were, in fact, I think they were the only one to join with Russia. All her other allies abandoned her. And so we had to destroy them. And so currently we are in control of Kiev. Took me 3 days or so to capture it. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. With that, there was a huge column coming down. And it didn't sit idle to be targeted by all sorts of nasty things. Instead we, well, I did babble on a bit before I sent in the troops, but it went pretty well. What we're gonna, I'm thinking, the thing is, we have cultural unrest, which is 40 points, plus resistance to foreign occupation 30, meaning we have 36 unhappiness. This province will never keep it under control at this rate. Now I'm working on humanism, secular humanism, which will, you know, reduce people's reliance on religion and all this kind of stuff. Like there will be, you know, secular humanism as an attempt to create a functioning society that excludes religious belief as a governing principle, and it reduces cultural unrest by 60%. That's huge. Now, it does increase clamor for reform by 2, but not that bad. I mean 60%. That means that the 40 is heavily reduced, actually predicted down to 90. So reduced, that's actually only 50%. That should be more, I feel like. But reducing that by 20 is massive. It still means I have 16 points. So most likely what I'll try to do is, well, allow the Ukrainians or the Cossacks to take back Kiev. And then, because they're in such a weakened state, once they retake it, similar to the Papal States, I'll just pay them off to be my vassal. And in that way, we'll keep them pacified. What I'm thinking for today, the thing was, last time around, I was thinking I'll do just one army moving forward. We do one battle, we do one video, and I'll get it under, like, or I get closer to my 30-minute mark. Of course not. First and foremost, I drag on way too much in the beginning, or although it was quite a lot to explain. Hopefully, didn't go over the same thing twice. But, yeah, it dragged on quite a bit. Plus, I mean, 40 stack armies. We were fighting... I thought we were going to fight 60 units. We fought 40 units. Or, no, 80 units. There were multiple... There were 2 fulls. There were a lot of units, anyways, that we were fighting. And that takes time. And you can't really expect me to... I guess... If I've been thinking about doing it differently, like what if I did all the battles as just cinematics? Then I could have, you know, I just edited that battle, and I think the battle's like 40 minutes or something like that, and then I edited down to the like cinematics, where I cut it down to like 5 minutes. I could get a lot done in a single video, and you know, we would reduce the amount of videos per campaign, and we could move through a lot more campaigns doing that. And I just like talk over the battle, and I explain a little bit. as I show. It would be more editing, but I think it would go quicker in a way. The thing is, like, it's harder then to kind of balance how long an episode is. Perhaps not. Anyways, there's ideas. We're not going to drag out today though, which I've already tried to do. We're going to keep it to one battle, and I'm thinking, rather than go to St. Petersburg and attack the capital, we'll stick at the outskirts for as long as we can, and there's only really one more battle we have in the outskirts, and that's down here. Now, as the war started, a lot of Russians were caught on the wrong side of this river, and it's up to my Greek army, lacking Greek women. It would be interesting if I'd actually had a Greek women brigade to send against the Ukrainian women's brigade, although they only had one unit, but, you know. Also, someone had an idea of, you know, giving every member, instead of giving a single unit, they would get a brigade. Currently, I've got 14 members, so that would be 14 different brigades. And I feel like we're too long into the campaign to go ahead and switch that around. What I did though for this battle, as you might have noticed, is I referred to the entirety of the Lithuanian Rifleman Brigade as Nick's Brigade, because he's alone as the only light unit there. So he kind of took command of the entire thing. I guess I could split around the units so that I have sent them out for different 14, but I think they've stuck at the different ones. I think what I'll do, because I think 14 brigades might be hard to do in when we don't have what's it called, 40 stack armies, and it's hard to do from the beginning. But I'm thinking maybe I'll do a cutoff, because memberships is set up so that there is levels, like you gain a level kind of once you've been subscribing for 1 month, 2 months. I think the highest is a year, so if you've been a member for over a year, you get the highest level. And I think at some point there I could have like an upgrade point where if you've been a member for say 6 months or something like that, instead of having command of a single unit, you then become like a brigade commander. So you command a brigade instead. So, well, instead of just having a single unit in a brigade, you have the entire brigade. So, as says Nick here though, for the Lithuanian Rifleman. So he's got all 4 units instead of just 1. Could also be easier to kind of keep track on who's who, but it's obviously a lot easier here because there's a lot of different units to build these brigades out of. Different units, cannons. I mean, there's the line. There's 3. I have like 3 different options for line infantry. The units are exactly similar. They just got different colored coats, so it makes it really easy in this one. But enough talking about that. I've given you some ideas. If you want to respond to that, that's up to you. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna take the Greeks, and we're gonna attack and throw out the Russians over here. And that will be today's episode. We are gonna get reinforced by our own, so line infantry. They are green. Actually, I should correct myself. These guys actually have 1 point more in morale than the guys with the red jackets. But otherwise, very similar. It looks as though they're going to be reinforced by 3,700 men. It's an army of 8,000 men, so we're looking at 11,000 men against our 4,000 Greeks, and then we got 4,000 Polish troops coming in reinforcements. So the enemy has a slight advantage in troop numbers, But I have a definite advantage in artillery. And I'd say the infantry as well, as the Greek infantry has quite a bit of experience compared to the enemy. And cavalry, we're lacking a bit in cavalry. We got weaker dragoons and hussars, while the enemy is fielding heavier cavalry all around. But enough talking, we won't know how this battle pans out until we actually go ahead and play it. So without further ado, let's have the new general, Julius Bakowski, move on to the field and defeat this Russian force. Starting location is quite wonderful. Get this very nice hill. What an odd shape the enemies decided to deploy in. They start off with control of their normal rectangle, but they decided to do an L. I guess they know what's coming. Huh. I'm gonna go ahead and deploy out on the open ground in front of here. And we're gonna meet the enemy in the open field out here. I've got the light Greek cavalry. I'm just gonna set up them here. And then we got the dragoons over here. There's so much impossible terrain all over the place. But I'm gonna see if I can get the dragoons to come around. The enemy has one cannon. And I want to hit that because it's hiding in there. The thing though is, I'm pretty sure it won't be able to fire at all. But I want to stop my cannons from auto-aiming for that. So I want them to aim for other units. Pretty good hit there. Took out almost 50 men. Although I wish maybe they were to be aiming towards a thicker bunch of troops over there. No idea where my reinforcement's gonna come from. But I'm hoping I don't need it, although it looks like there's a high concentration of enemy troops. A lot of them are old style troops, as Russia hasn't managed to modernize in the same way as some other nations have. Now I specifically handed over quite a bit of technology because I wanted to fight I wouldn't want to fight a force like this, but I think they're gonna have to get rid. I have to kill, really, all the old units before they can get the new ones. Currently, the howitzer shots landing in that area right there is perfect. Let's see if we can't get the Greek troops in order. What I want to set up is I want to set up basically the standard kind of cauldron that I usually deploy my troops in. And we're gonna see if we can lead the enemy straight into that. The town is exploding. It looks like we're getting some good hits here where the shots actually touch ground and explode and destroy the enemy in question. Worried about cavalry actually. The 12-pounder, 24-pounder actually. I should be firing into that to see about killing those. Also, the weak part of this line is this extended line, but then I do have the hussars ready to back that up. Right over here. See how the explosions rock the town. Wouldn't want to live in one of these hovels right now. Well, I wouldn't want to live in one of these huddles even if there weren't artillery fire, actually. I think I would want to live somewhere else if I had the choice. Right, then moving forward. The cannon shots breaking up the cavalry. The good thing about that is, of course, that my Greek troops can't actually form square, which is a little bit of a problem. We're gonna split the howitzer fire, so we're gonna try and spread it out as much as possible, damage as many units as possible. I'm gonna hold fire to start off with. What I want to do is I want to try and maybe if I can see about getting them to actually come in to this, so they don't like focus in on the edge of it. So they go more for like the center of the units. Also, I don't want them to come around this way. That would defeat the point of that. Let's see how the cannon is firing. I see a pretty good target over here. We can bounce up the shots there. Ooh, oof! I think we just hit a real jackpot. Killing loads of troops. There were loads of shots that landed actually exploding on the ground. Okay, that might have actually been a mistake to pull back. I need to be up on that hill, firing down upon them. I'm gonna move them forward and open fire, and in response here as well, I'm gonna move these guys forward, set them to fire at will, and we're gonna have these move forward as well, and have that on fire at will. Seems like I sufficiently hemmed them in now within the cauldron here. The fire has started to exchange. I would say my troops are certainly more accurate than the enemy. A little bit worried there, there's a cavalry charge going in. Well, it's not a proper cavalry charge. 14th Regiment should be able to hold that. Let's go ahead and see where... It should be close, but not too close. Okay, I'm gonna get my... see if I can get my cavalry to move up and aid here a little bit. Cavalry was sent away, that was good. Second unit. I don't think they might even reach the line before they're shot down. Down to 65 men. A lot of trading fire here with the enemy. Not a lot of them just running around as the AI usually does. I'm gonna order target the ground, so in case one of these units actually marches closer, it won't drag the howitzer fire into us. Of course, great risk of the hussars shooting each other here. They haven't really emptied this area as of yet, so I can't send in my dragoons. This area is, of course, I mean, getting howitzer shots here would be really nice. If I'd focus all of it more towards the center there, as we can kind of see a big lump of troops. At the same time, these ones are consistently laying in fire into us. So they could be actually more of a target than this lump which is running about here. I also note that they are placing down spikes, which is going to make cavalry attacks a lot harder. Now the enemy is actually targeting the light cavalry, which is not the point, because well, the fire of the light cavalry is not that good that they can stand and trade fire with the enemy. You know, you've got like half the line there not firing. There we go. Fire up their side and destroy them. I guess this is the melee part of the line that's moving around. Maybe I should focus on this, allowing the cavalry come in and sweep through. Oh, they're gonna set up fire over there. What is this? How's the AI so clever today? I'm gonna order the mercenary cavalry I have here to go and deal with the two units that are setting up here. They're really putting down hurt on this flank right here. Suddenly the AI is really unusually competent, one might say. Maybe I should actually aim the howitzers over here. There's some of the more newer units. Plus here is where I'll be actually able to send the cavalry up through and try and attack into this, which could work out pretty well. Let's see, my cavalry's coming up. I'll have one move in directly to lock them in place, while the other two continue around and then come in and strike from behind. Oh! Heavy losses there. They were able to fire off before we managed to attack in a proper way. These guys are dragging. We're gonna have to move in because I don't think this one unit will hold for long against these unless I'm able to swing in and break this one. And also we need to hit these guys. Oh, they're sending in pikemen. They know to counter my cavalry. I don't know if that was necessary to walk into them like that. Where is my howitzers firing right now? I don't know, but I need to fire over here because now we're actually starting to lose ground here. One was broken. We broke the enemy, but one of our own units were broken in the process. I think it might be better to hold them back right here right now instead. And then just get the line back. Draw it back. And then rally for a move through here instead. And then the artillery to blast them here. And try and save us that way. Oh, you have walked way out of line. But you've dispelled 2 enemy regiments. So I applaud you for that. 24 pound. The most of the enemy's cavalry is now deployed actually. So I'll send in my dragoons coming in through the back. Okay, unfortunately the 19th was broken. I'll order a counter charge of all 3 units going in on this. Just before the howitzer shots are going in. I'll order them to retarget something else. So they just got blasted with howitzer shots as the Greek dragoons sweep in. We're about to get outflanked by medium pikemen. But at this point, I think that my cavalry is probably going to be able to sweep through this. I'll order 1 regiment to turn towards the enemy there. You need to get back in line, goddammit. This one might actually break. The cavalry is all over the place. Let's see if we can't hit some units that are actually retreating. Yeah, he broke. But it actually opens up for the light cavalry to push through. Didn't I punch you to go hard on that one? There are some spikes here, but they can travel this way. Oh, my cavalry all broke. Heavy losses for the 7th. But the other 2, not too bad. They're all riding into each other, so I'll order them to hold. Got a cavalry unit coming around trying to flank us. The other 2 hussars will try to move through here. Howitzers, fire further away. I don't have time to order you around right now. Hitting that matchlock unit. Oh, you did rally. Nice. Set up somewhere up here. fire down on these. The spikes are all up there, so I'm actually going to pull back. The heavy cavalry on the left flank is more concerning to me. Bloody pike unit. Now I see a target for my howitzers. Let's see, we've got these guys setting up over here. Fired well. Right up behind the enemy cavalry. Shoot it. And then you can sit and shoot at the cannons. The 24 pounders should be pounding enemy cavalry. Where did that cavalry unit go? Maybe I should focus in more. Yeah, another hussar unit dealing with this one. The enemy's closing in. I don't think they will be able to get through though. Forming square right in front of line, not a good idea. Oh, we've got a rallied cavalry, perfect. Just what I need to hit these guys in the back. Let's see if we can't dispel the units here. I'm gonna move slightly back, opening up an avenue of attack for my hussars. And then the other one's gonna come around from behind. And I do have a third one that could be sent in as well. Now I want you to forward. Right, go after them. Howitzers, aim for the big cavalry unit out there. We've actually done very little damage over there to the cannon, but it looks like it's starting to break. And overall, what are they aiming for? They're aiming for the cavalry, actually. Oh. Well, if they're doing that, the two infantry units will close in. But now they're rethinking the decision. It's perfect time for me to rethink my own decision. I probably should have taken the time to hold the fire of my own... Ooh, they're gonna ride through the spikes, aren't they? Nope, they're clever enough to divert themselves in the last moment. But I should also target somewhere else, because I think I fired into my own. And then charge. Charge. Get rid of those. Pretty difficult fight, actually. The enemy has put up stiff resistance. Cavalry is now coming back. But my dragoons here have been able to send them off. Question now is where the enemy's reinforcements going to be able to come in from. So let's see. I've got 4 dragoons, 1 light cavalry. Right, we actually completely got rid of that, but it also really messed up the dragoons. Really, the units that are left here is the grenadiers and... Oh, it's the 2, like, within quotation marks, modern units that holds on. Cannon can fire on that. Get all the dragoons to turn this way. Make sure that they don't reman the cannons. Even though, I mean, it's not really a thing. Let's see if we can't get you around and organize the cavalry over there. You would think the... reinforcements. Our own reinforcements is arriving to replace the cavalry, which was retreated. But I've yet to figure out from where the enemy's reinforcements going to turn up. That, I think, is more interesting to note than where my own is coming from, because I think my army is doing pretty well. I think we need to... What's going on up here? They're all over the place. I'm noticing something up here. Is there where they're coming in? Nope, that's retreating units. Peter the Great's troop. Bayonet, charge it. I can't be bothered. Start advancing here. All along the line. Howitzers will hold fire. All cannons actually will hold fire. Oh, what's going on up here? I thought we had killed these guys. Oh, you broke just by that, apparently. Best thing, of course, is to make sure that as few of these guys make it out as possible. I think I won the fight, actually. The enemy reinforcements will not have time to reach the field before the main army is defeated. And so I am victorious. And I'm not gonna bother allowing them to join. Instead, they're basically gonna be routed off camera. And with that, we have a victory for the Greek army. here's the result of the battle. We deployed 8,000 men against about 12,000 of the enemy. We lost a lot less than I thought. 1,300 men. I thought it was closer to 2,000. No unit, as of what I can see, was killed, which is good. The enemy army got savaged. 9,000 out of 12,000 men, leaving around 3,000, 2,700 exactly. Compared to I still have 6,000 men left. When we look at the highest killers, it's Greek infantry. I don't know what that unit is. And then the heavy guard artillery, actually. Howitzers didn't kill that many, according to this. Which I think there's something wrong with those explosions, which don't really count all the kills from shrapnel and all that kind of stuff. Because 300 for each seems very low, and then the 24-pounder cannon somehow managed to get close to 600 kills. I wonder which Greek infantry this one was. Almost, actually, I was about to say almost everyone died, but it was one of the ones that lost the most amount of men. Or top 4 in amount of troops lost. They managed to do really well though. And even though the cavalry for the Greek army was rather weak, the rest of the army performed really well. How much did it cost to replenish them? The cannons didn't lose anything and the general didn't lose anything. I want to see here. 12,000 to replenish the army. Good thing though that I have close to 1 million. I have 844,000. Still a sizable force here. I will order this force you know what? This one will be set up as reinforcements, and this one will be the striking force. In that way, I'm hoping that most of the casualties will be centered around this, and we won't actually have a unit loss in this, although I'm sure for some reason they're gonna put this guy in to the fight, aren't they? No, well, yes, one guy lost over there, but otherwise, just fine. Right. These guys is going to cost me 1,300, so not nearly as bad. But that means that the Don Visco region is safe. So we've taken that. Next time around, we'll go for an attack on St. Petersburg. We got a lot of troops. We're expecting a big battle there. Not perhaps as big as the battle against the Ukrainians, but still plenty big. I think, you know what, we might have the army actually leave this area already and join up with Joseph Anton as we march along the roads here towards Moscow. Ukrainians, damn, they're really unhappy with anyone coming in and dealing with them. They've got no cultural affiliation with us whatsoever. But there we have that. So, you know what? Let's not linger here. The battle is done, and so is this video. So, I will say, as I always say, hopefully, you guys enjoyed this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.